Episode 7, Isha and the Fire of Words, the Divine Goddess. Your voice is like a flame, uncertain at first, flickering against the winds of doubt. But when nurtured, it grows into a fire that illuminates the path ahead. Will you let your voice rise, or will you let fear silence it? Welcome to Divine Echoes, where stories of self-discovery and wisdom guide us to embrace our true potential. Today, we follow Isha's journey as she faces her greatest test, yet the state debate championship. Will she trust her voice, or will the storm of fear drown it out? Stay with us until the end for a message from the Divine Goddess herself. The challenge before her, Isha sat in the school library, gripping her pen tightly. The state debate championship was only days away, and the weight of it pressed on her shoulders. Across from her, Rohan, her debate partner, tapped his pen against the desk, his eyes scanning their notes. This competition is on another level. Isha, one mistake, and we're out. Isha nodded, but said nothing. One mistake. That was all it would take. She had worked so hard to get here, but a new kind of fear settled in her chest. This wasn't just about speaking. It was about proving that her voice was worthy of being heard. That night, as she sat by her window, the sky full of stars, she opened her magical notebook. Its golden glow pulsed softly beneath her fingertips. With hesitation, she wrote, "How do I find my voice in the storm?" The notebook shimmered, and before she could think of anything else, sleep pulled her under. The dream trial by fire. Isha awoke to chaos. She stood in the middle of a storm, winds howling, lightning cracking through the sky, rain pelting the ground. Shadows whispered around her, their voices filled with doubt. You're not strong enough. What if you freeze? What if they laugh at you? Her heart pounded. She pressed her hands over her ears, but the whispers only grew louder. The storm was swallowing her whole. And then a golden flame erupted in the darkness. Through the fire, the Divine Goddess appeared. She stood tall, wrapped in a shimmering red and gold sari, her multiple arms carrying symbols of wisdom, a glowing conch shell, a radiant lotus, and a sacred book of knowledge. Her third eye glowed faintly, radiating divine insight. Around her, the storm did not touch. She was a force of her own, a beacon of fire and moonlight. She stepped beside Isha, her voice calm yet powerful. The storm does not decide who you are. You do. Isha swallowed hard. But what if I fail? The goddess extended her hand toward the swirling winds. Listen closely. Do you hear the wind? Isha hesitated, then listened. Beneath the noise, beneath the fear, she heard something steady, her own heartbeat. The whispers were still there, but they no longer defined her. The world is full of noise, the goddess said, but your truth will cut through it like fire. You do not need to be perfect. You need only to be brave. Isha looked down at her hands, and for the first time, they were steady. The storm began to fade, golden embers floating in the air. The Divine Goddess smiled. Use your voice, Isha, not to silence the storm, but to rise above it. As the dream dissolved, Isha felt the fire within her. The debate, the fire awakens. When she woke, her magical notebook glowed with a new message. Your voice is stronger than doubt. Let it rise. She exhaled and smiled. She was ready. The day of the state debate championship arrived. Isha stepped onto the grand stage, her heartbeat steady. The crowd blurred into the background. The storm had come again, but this time she would not let it shake her. Her opponent spoke first, delivering a flawless, sharp argument. The judges nodded in approval, the audience murmuring. Then it was Isha's turn. She took a breath, remembering the words of the divine goddess. She was not here to be perfect. She was here to speak her truth. She stepped forward, and she spoke, not with hesitation, not with doubt, but with fire. Her words flowed like a river of light, unwavering, unshaken. The audience leaned in. The judges took notes. The debate became more than just an argument. It became a force. When the final round ended, the announcer took the microphone. The winners of this year's State Debate Championship are Isha Sharma and Rohan Patel from Crescent High School. Gasps filled the room before applause erupted. Isha felt her breath catch, her hands trembling not from fear, but from the realization that she had done it. She had found her voice, and the world had listened. A new beginning. Later that night, Isha sat in her bedroom, gazing at the championship trophy on her desk. But what meant even more was the open notebook before her. Glowing softly, a new message had appeared. This is only the beginning. Let your voice shape the world. She smiled. The debate was over, but her journey had only just begun. Message from the divine goddess. You too stand before a storm. Perhaps it is fear, perhaps doubt, perhaps the weight of your own expectations. But hear me, your voice carries a power greater than you realize. It is not about being the loudest. It is about speaking with truth, with purpose, with fire. Let your voice rise, not to silence others, but to awaken your own strength. The world is waiting for what only you can say. Have you ever faced a moment where you had to speak your truth despite fear? Share your journey in the comments below. If you love Isha's transformation, subscribe to Divine Echoes and join us as we continue exploring the wisdom that the universe whispers to us all. Until next time, stand firm in the storm and let your fire rise.